Let me ask you something. What would you do if you walked into your hotel suite and found your husband in bed with two women? One of them being the same woman who said, "I'd never cross that line." And the other? A loudmouthed newcomer who wasn't even supposed to be in the building? Because that's exactly what happened to Remy Ma. And the worst part? The whole thing was recorded by a hidden camera. Yeah, this isn't a rumor. This isn't a he said, she said. This is caught on tape betrayal in full HD. Remy Ma walked in. She saw Papoose. She saw Claressa. She saw Tesehki. And then she saw red. Security was called. The footage leaked. And now, the internet is in a state of emotional emergency. People are choosing sides. Friendships are breaking. And Remy? She hasn't said a word. But we found out what happened behind the scenes. And trust me, what you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about love, loyalty, and lies. Don't blink. Because this story ain't just messy, it's destructive. Let's not sugarcoat this. What just happened might be the most emotionally devastating moment in Remy Ma's public life, and the camera didn't just catch it. It captured every second of it. She had no idea what was waiting for her behind that hotel room door. She thought she was heading upstairs for a surprise meeting, something to do with the season finale. But instead, she walked into a moment that would shake the internet, divide the cast, and leave fans asking, how could this happen to her? It all started at a private filming location in Atlanta. Producers told Remy she was needed for a quick confessional pickup, something small, routine, nothing major. So she showed up, alone, on time, focused. What she didn't know was that just 2 floors above her husband, yes, Papoose, was in a suite with not one, but 2 women from the cast. And not just anyone. Claressa Shields, the undefeated boxing champion, who has recently been spending a suspicious amount of time around Papoose. And Tesehki, the unpredictable wild card who's been popping in and out of storylines with little explanation, but a lot of attention. Now, let's pause right here, because we all know Remy Ma has been through a lot. She held Papoose down during her toughest years. She built a family, a brand, a legacy. So when she stepped off that elevator, with no cameras following her, no script in her hand, she had no clue that she was walking straight into a scene that would break her. Allegedly, someone from the production team sent her a message. 3 words: come upstairs now. No explanation, just a room number, 1708. According to eyewitnesses, and confirmed by leaked hallway security footage, Remy swiped the card, opened the door, and froze. The scene inside? Papoose, sitting on the edge of the bed. Claressa, relaxed, quiet, looking away. And Tesehki on her phone. Nothing was said at first. No one moved. The air just froze. Remy stared for several seconds. She said one thing, softly. Really? And then, according to sources present, she collapsed right there at the entrance. Her knees gave out. She covered her face. And for a moment, the room was completely silent. Now here's the part that has everyone online shaking. The entire encounter was captured on a hidden camera that was already installed in the suite, reportedly by production to test lighting angles for upcoming confessionals. Whether that's true or not, we'll let you decide. But what matters is, the footage leaked. It hit the internet 36 hours later through an anonymous account. No sound, just visuals. Remy entering, Papoose turning his head, Tesehki laughing nervously, Claressa adjusting her hair, and Remy dropping out of frame in slow motion. It was raw, real, and completely unedited. Fans went into immediate overdrive. One post read, "I've never seen someone look so hurt in silence. You can feel it." Another said, "No way this was staged. This was someone having their entire world fall apart in real time." But that wasn't the end of it, because then came the second clip, longer this time, 21 seconds, with timecode. And this one had just enough audio for the world to hear Remy's voice crack as she said, "I would have never done this to you." People lost it. Comments flooded every platform. Twitter threads, TikTok reactions. Instagram reposts with captions like, "Not Remy, ma, finding out like this. This feels like a movie, but it's all real." And the big question became, was this a one-time mistake, or has something deeper been going on? Because Claressa and Papoose, they've been real comfortable around each other lately. Training sessions, business talks, appearances where Remy was nowhere to be seen. And Tesehki, she's always been unpredictable, but her being in that room raises a lot of questions. According to insiders, Papoose has been distant during recent filming. He's been arriving late, leaving early, and staying off camera as much as possible. One crew member said, "He stopped playing the doting husband role months ago.
We just didn't know why.
But now we do." And fans aren't holding back. They're calling this the ultimate betrayal. Not because of just what happened in that room, but because of everything that led up to it. Years of loyalty, public praise, a marriage people thought was bulletproof.
Gone.
In 17 seconds of silent footage, Remy has gone completely silent online. No posts, no likes, not even a story. And that silence? It's loud. But this is just the beginning. Because in part 2, we're digging into the hidden messages, the past interactions, the secret moments, and the footage Mona Scott allegedly tried to shut down. And once you see what's coming next, you'll realize this wasn't just a shocking scene. It was a setup. So by now, you've seen the clip. Remy Ma enters. Papoose turns. Claressa freezes. Tesehki smiles. And the moment she hits the floor, you can almost feel the weight of every year she stood by Papoose's side. Every second she held him down. But that's just what the world saw. What the world didn't see is what was going on behind that camera. Weeks, maybe months before the collapse. Because sources are now revealing that this betrayal didn't come out of nowhere. It was planned, calculated, and protected. Let's start with the first bombshell. According to an anonymous crew member, we'll call her Keycard Keisha, the suite where Papoose, Claressa, and Tesehki were filmed was pre-reserved by production, but not for any official scene. In fact, she claims the room was tagged internally as VIP Confidential Level 3, a label only used when certain cast members request to stay off the call sheet. Translation? They didn't want this part of the story to be public, until it became unavoidable. And it gets worse. A text thread was allegedly leaked from someone claiming to be one of the assistant producers. The messages show clear communication between two production heads discussing how Remy's arrival needs to feel natural, and we'll let her walk in without stopping her. One line literally says, "If she walks in and sees what we think she'll see, it's game over. Capture it."
Game
over. Capture it. So now fans are asking, was this an actual betrayal or a carefully executed production trap? Because if Remy Ma truly didn't know what she was walking into, then what happened wasn't just personal, it was engineered. Let's break down the cast reactions because OH boy, the responses were immediate and they were messy. First up, Fat Joe. He took to Instagram Live less than an hour after the footage dropped and said, "Some things you don't play with. Love, loyalty, family. That ain't content. That's real life." He didn't name names, but the message? Crystal clear. Then came Yandy, who posted a black screen with just the words, "I'm not saying anything, but I saw everything."
Eyes.
Sukahana, who also happens to be Tesehki's sister, commented on a repost of the footage with, "I love my sister, but I would have flipped that bed myself. That's foul." But the wildest reaction came from Mona Scott herself, the woman behind the empire. She posted a story hours after the footage leaked, with the caption, "When you build an empire out of truth, expect earthquakes." What does that even mean? People are now speculating that Mona knew. Not only knew, but facilitated the entire setup.
Why?
For ratings? For a storyline so shocking it would overshadow every past LHH moment combined? It's very possible. Because get this, right after the footage exploded online, an email leak hit several gossip pages. Allegedly from a marketing intern at VH1. The email, titled Q4 Finale Asset Strategy, outlines key promotional goals. And one of the points says, Maximize emotional fallout from room 1708 situation. Use split-screen visuals. Leverage fan divide. Leverage fan divide. This isn't a scandal. This is entertainment warfare. And let's not ignore the timing. Claressa had just wrapped a press tour. Tesehki had just signed a side deal for a possible spin-off. Papoose had recently posted cryptic IG captions like, "Sometimes the heart needs what the mind can't explain." Now it all makes sense. But while the network scrambles to shape the narrative, the fans aren't buying the polished version. Twitter, TikTok, IG flooded with raw, emotional reactions. One viral comment read, "If Remy Ma really collapsed, and y'all let that air for clicks, you're no better than the people who hurt her." Another said, "Forget scripted." This felt like trauma caught in real time. And the debate now? Was this just a moment, or was this the end of Remy and Papoose for real? Because in the days following the leak, here's what we've confirmed. Remy Ma has not returned any calls from producers. Papoose has gone completely silent. Claressa posted and then deleted a mirror selfie with the caption, "Not everything that glitters is fake." Tesehki has been spotted filming alone. Oh, and there's one more thing. An anonymous insider just revealed that a third clip exists. Longer.
With sound.
With Remy's full reaction. Allegedly, it was too intense to air without legal clearance, and it's currently being held in a vault until the reunion episode.
Yes.
A vault. And guess who reportedly demanded it stay locked? Remy Ma herself. So, what does that mean for the reunion? Will she even show up? Will Papoose try to apologize on camera? Will Mona admit she let this happen? Because this isn't just about a broken relationship anymore. It's about a woman whose life, love, and trust collapsed in front of a lens, and the people who let it happen. And in part 3, we're diving into the aftermath, the legal threats, the cast walkouts, the secret NDA offers, and the one move Remy Ma might make that could destroy Papoose's public image forever. When the footage dropped, it wasn't just a scandal. It was an earthquake. And the aftershocks? They're still shaking the entire cast, the production team, and most importantly, Remy Ma. Because while Papoose, Claressa, and Tesehki have all gone quiet or played coy, Remy has reportedly gone into legal mode, and she's not playing games. Let's start with what's confirmed. According to a reliable insider on the VH1 legal team, Remy's team has submitted a formal cease and desist notice to producers regarding the unreleased extended footage. Yes, that's the third clip we mentioned earlier. The one that allegedly includes full audio, unseen angles, and Remy's entire breakdown. The letter reportedly claims the footage was filmed without knowledge or consent, and that airing it would cause irreparable emotional damage. Translation? Remy doesn't want the world to see her at her lowest. And who could blame her? The woman who's spent years rebuilding her brand, fighting for her family, and protecting her name, is now at the center of a betrayal caught in 4K. But here's where things get even messier. Sources close to the show now claim that 2 cast members have threatened to walk off the upcoming reunion taping if the footage is played publicly. One of those names? Allegedly Yandy, who believes the producers crossed the line by pushing a personal collapse for content. The other? Shockingly, Tesehki herself. Yes, the same woman who was in the room. Insiders say Tesehki has been deeply affected by the backlash and now claims she didn't know Remy would be walking in. She reportedly told a staff member, "This isn't what I signed up for. I didn't want to be the villain." But the damage is already done. Public opinion has turned fast and hard. Fan pages that once praised Claressa for her confidence and power are now flooded with comments like, "You could have had anyone. Why her man?" This ain't strength. This is betrayal. Remy deserved better. Period. Even Claressa's latest brand collab was quietly paused, with no public statement from the sponsor. And then there's Papoose. The man who once trended weekly for Best Husband in Hip-Hop? Now he's trending for all the wrong reasons. Blogs have dug up old clips of him defending Remy, praising loyalty, and warning other men not to play with a woman's heart. Now those same clips are being remixed and dragged all over TikTok. One viral video even spliced his past interviews with the leaked footage, captioned, "When the mask finally slips." But while the internet reacts, Remy is planning. According to a close friend who spoke anonymously, Remy Ma is preparing to tell her side of the story in her own way. Not through a tweet, not through a reunion seat, but through a docuseries.
Yes, you heard that right.
Word is, several streaming platforms are already in discussions with her team for a limited series about love, betrayal, and public image. The working title? Behind the Bars and Behind the Back, the Remy Ma story. And guess what the rumored first episode is called? Sweet 1708. Mic drop. If true, this could be the most powerful move Remy's ever made, taking back control of her narrative and exposing not just Papoose, but the entire behind-the-scenes machine that allowed this to happen. And it wouldn't stop there. A second source claims Remy is also exploring releasing voice notes and private text messages between her and Papoose in the weeks leading up to the betrayal. Texts where she allegedly confronts him about Claressa, where he denies everything, where he tells her, "You're paranoid, you're insecure, you're overthinking it, and the worst one, you'll always be my number one. I just need space." The very next day, he was seen with Claressa at an invite-only event in Miami.
Smiling.
Laughing. Now fans want the whole truth. They want answers. And they're demanding VH1 either air the extended footage with Remy's approval or scrap it entirely. One trending tweet says, "Protect Black women doesn't stop at protest hashtags. Remy Ma is a mother, a fighter, and a human being. Treat her like one." Meanwhile, production is in total chaos. Staff members are allegedly being pulled from other shows to prep for a reunion that might not even happen. Mona Scott hasn't made a public statement since the original leak, and rumor is she's trying to convince Remy to appear, even if just for a final send-off. But here's the real plot twist. Someone leaked a screenshot of a private message from Remy to Mona. The message reads, "You built an empire on our pain. Now you can end it without mine." If that's real, that's a mic drop to end all mic drops. So where do we go from here? Will Remy return for the reunion? Will the footage be aired against her will? Will Claressa and Tesehki finally speak publicly, or hide behind edits and silence? Because this scandal is no longer about who slept with who. It's about dignity, power, reputation. It's about a woman who gave everything, only to be blindsided, humiliated, and betrayed by the people she trusted the most. And no matter how you spin it, no matter how they try to package the storyline, the internet saw what it saw. And now, Remy Ma holds all the power. Because sometimes, the most dangerous thing in the world isn't a camera. It's a woman who knows exactly what she's worth, and what she'll never accept again. And now, it's your turn to weigh in. What would you do if you were in Remy Ma's shoes? Would you ever forgive something like this? Or is this the kind of betrayal you never come back from? Should Mona Scott air that final footage, or let it stay locked forever? And what about Claressa and Tesehki? Were they just caught in the moment, or were they both fully aware of what they were doing? Because one thing's for sure, this wasn't just a mistake. This was a public unraveling, and the internet saw it all. So drop your thoughts in the comments. Team Remy? Team Claressa? Or are you like the rest of us, just shocked that it ever got this far? Make sure to like this video if your jaw dropped. Subscribe if you want every exclusive twist, leak, and bombshell as it drops. And hit that bell because with stories like this, you never know what's going to break next. This is Gossip Spill Vibe, where the drama never sleeps, and neither do we.